So remember last week when I put out that video log saying that I was going to get right back into video making, and I had all these ideas, and I still have these ideas, and they're coming, they're on their way. I won't get distracted. Well, I will get distracted because I have discovered the ultimate distraction that I might as well make a video log review about it. Yeah, let's talk about Spider-Man PS4.
Maybe the city needs our friend more than you think.
Now, I'm an Xbox One guy for many years now. Arkham Knight and Assassin's Creed number 4 were kind of my gateway drug to the world of Xbox One, and I thought I was going to sit pretty on that system for the rest of my days, probably. I really didn't think there wasn't going to be something that would make me migrate over to the PlayStation until I saw Insomniac's Spider-Man game. But from the onset, I was kind of dissuaded, thinking it was just going to be an Arkham series knockoff. But Insomniac really went above and beyond with regards to what they did with the license. And as I got further into the game, the Arkham comparisons really faded into the background, and Spider-Man became its own wholly enjoyable experience on its own.
Unmask. Join the police academy. Wear a badge. Then you can catch all the crooks you want, and I'll sing your praises on this very show. And all that hogwash about how that would place his loved ones in danger? Come on. You can't convince me that guy has any loved ones.
I've dabbled in a couple of the Spider-Man games here and there, but without a doubt, 2 installments come to mind as thoroughly enjoyable before this one. The 2000 Dreamcast import I had of that Spider-Man game from Activision, and the 2004 Spider-Man 2 tie-in movie game for my GameCube. The 2000 game I have a nostalgic kind of longing for due to its sense of humor and history with the character and his franchise. The 2004 game has the open world concept that was kind of new and appealing to us at that time. Nowadays, it's very much commonplace in things such as the Arkham series, like I mentioned, or Grand Theft Auto. And Marvel and various studios have tried here and there to be able to kind of recapture what they got back in 2004 with that game, to some less than stellar outings. So when this announcement of a new Spider-Man game with open world New York came out, I was apprehensive, thinking that, okay, it's just going to be another one where the side content or the main story or the mechanics are going to be very subpar, but at least you'll be able to traverse a lackluster New York City. Boy, was I wrong. This is by far the most engaging, most thoroughly intricate New York City setting a Spider-Man game has had since 2004. The amount of detail and variety, and the fact that it incorporates so well with the mechanic of web slinging and traversing throughout this huge, vast island of diverse settings is by far going to be the main draw for this game for people. You could just have fun web slinging all over the place, not necessarily focusing on any particular objective, just taking in the environment. You feel like you're Spider-Man, very much how the Arkham series made you feel like you were Batman. The shading, the textures, the animations, and this is actually a New York City that is populated by a plethora of NPCs. The game has that much attention to detail and a certain sense of fun and imagination about it. This doesn't share any continuity necessarily with the comics or any recent movies or television shows. It's its own kind of fresh continuity, the way they did with the Batman Arkham games. But this game is able to tap into Spider-Man's long history, make allusions to several characters and several things that have run throughout his entire career, and make it all seem fresh and engaging. I'm not going to get into major spoilers with regards to the main story's plot here, but needless to say, it is kind of fun for you to be able to take part in the genesis of a Spider-Man villain. It is so much fun to be able to get involved in this particular Spider-Man narrative. Not only as Spider-Man, but also as Peter Parker. You get to play his civilian identity for a time. And those are fun little breathers here and there to be able to just kind of explore and get a sense of what this universe's Peter Parker's life is like. It's got a story that's rife with emotion and melodrama, as a Spider-Man comic would be, and you get emotionally invested in what these characters go through. There are really fulfilling arcs throughout this entire narrative. I mentioned all the little attentions to detail with regards to just the city and the environment and the characters, but actually the attention to detail in Spidey's combat is really something to behold.
Spider-Man, I just checked. There's been a rash of counterfeit bills in that neighborhood.
Counterfeiting? That's a dying art. I'll do my part to make it extinct.
All the various web-based attacks and close quarters or long-range combat attacks that you can manage in either a free-for-all rumble or in stealth mode. It's pretty fun to actually kind of play Spider-Man skulking around on girders and taking out thugs from afar, or getting up close and using the environment to your advantage, web-lining a bunch of various blunt objects to give villains concussions. The challenges themselves might start to feel repetitive at times, but at the same time, it's still you traversing throughout this elaborate New York City achieving these objectives, so I didn't mind the repetition so much. I don't care that I'm on my 50th car chase. It's still fun to chase these cars throughout Times Square and down these, streets. Plus, it's worth it to be able to try and get the best score possible on a variety of challenges, because this game is chock-a-block full of great rewards. Throughout the narrative, as you continue to level up and as you continue to spend certain tokens like landmark tokens or crime tokens or base tokens on different upgrades and gadgets, you also get to spend it on constructing and crafting iconic Spider-Man suits. Ranging from the traditional red and blue tights, to his big time costume, to his old wrestler togs, to the more recent Spider-Man Homecoming and Infinity War Iron Spider suits. And not only do you get these unique looking colorful costumes, but they also come with their own powers. You get to customize your Spider-Man essentially and swap out certain powers for certain suits. Without a doubt, the Spider Drone Spider Bot from Homecoming is my preferred weapon of choice, because that little sucker clears out bad guys like nobody's business.
Hey, new arrivals! Did I mention this is a red party?
But just the variety and just the attention to detail in all these different suits is something of a joy for Spider-Man fans, and it gives you good incentive to really continue pursuing all the side content even after you've beaten the main campaign. Not only that, but there's a great photo mode involved in this game where you get to take like spider selfies, so it's always great to be able to try to get yourself into different positions around the city or next to different landmarks and be able to offer your best like spider selfie pose. There are certain moments in the game where you actually take control of another character, such as Mary Jane Watson or Miles Morales. But they do have these stealth missions where they have to avoid detection from guards or thugs and work their way around towards an end goal, a certain solution. Pick up this file at the end of the room, or pick up this medicine in this enemy camp. And that's really kind of it. There's not much variety in terms of the non-Spider-Man missions. Save for one example where Mary Jane is being held hostage in Grand Central Terminal, and she has to actually direct Spider-Man to certain vantage points or to certain areas to take out thugs quietly. That's a pretty cool idea and dynamic, and I kind of wish a lot of her levels and Miles' levels were more based around ideas like that, more so than just hide, stay quiet, and run really fast here. Perhaps that is something they could go ahead with in a sequel, is further develop the side missions or the non-Spidey missions. But other than that, there's really nothing in the game that took away from the enjoyment of being Spider-Man in this universe. It's a well-rounded, well-executed game that, while at times can feel repetitive, certainly doesn't wear out its enjoyment or its eye-popping visuals. Every time I get into a fight and I'm able to execute like a finisher move, I just sit back and watch him take care of them in bullet time. It's something beautiful right there. Plus, even if I get to 100% completion, I'm gonna be taking Spidey selfies all over that burg, no doubt about it. Alright, I promise I will get back to doing some actual videos soon.
Spider-Man, since I know you're listening, imagine my eyes on you everywhere you go. I mean, not like the shower, that would be weird, or the bathroom, or let's go to commercial.